Fling Caden.
Hello, my football family, and welcome back to the Caden Football Bottom YouTube channel. Hey!
Invisible Caden.
Where did I go?
Visible Caden.
I'm back! Hello, my football family, and I'm sorry about the shenanigans. Stop it, Consciousness Caden, please!
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Sorry, you don't have to yell.
Okay, now that that's over with, you're probably wondering why my consciousness was just using Roblox admin commands on me
in real life.
And I can explain that quite easily, because today's concept happens to be about Roblox admin commands. A whole bunch of them, actually. Because for today's concept, I'm doing yet again another tier list, but not a tier list of fashion, not a tier list of myths, not a tier list of the largest turds I've ever had in my life, but no, a tier list of Roblox admin commands. Now, I will say on this list, there are a bunch of UTG admin commands and a bunch of the basic Coles admin commands. For this video, I just chose some of my favorites. There is not every single one listed on here, though if you want me to do every single Coles admin video in the future, or every single UTG feature in the future, then let me know. But for now, these are just my favorite admin commands throughout the UTG, and then some of my favorite commands from the Coles admin commands, classic commands that we all know and love. So without further ado, my Fumble family, let's go through the rankings and see where admin commands can land on this list. At the very bottom, the admin commands that just don't quite impress me at all. Maybe they're commands that just make you look a little different, or they don't really change you at all. They're pretty useless, so they get slapped onto the "please delete this" angry upset face. Dies from upset. And if you're placed on this rank, well, there's a potential that you're killing people for being too boring. Above that, we have harmless and somewhat useless smiley face. The smiley face is just to make them feel a little bit more special. Because admin commands that land on this rank are the exact opposite of that. These are kind of basic, usually not violent-based, less fun admin commands, but still somewhat interesting. Above that, we have powerful, but also give slight diarrhea. And these are for the powers that are awesome, but have a few setbacks and aren't the greatest, but are still pretty dang good, if you don't mind a little bit of diarrhea. Above that, we have overpowered and constantly pooping. Now that's because the one below gives slight diarrhea, the one above, constant turd. This is for the overpowered abilities that still have a slight setback, but are way better than the ones down here. And last, but certainly not least, we have Commands of the Gods. Punches cashier on first day of work.
Ow, hey, it's my first day of work.
That. Because these are the commands that are just downright deadly. And what's something someone who's very deadly would do? Punch a cashier on their first day of work. Because why not?
It's a mean thing to do. Maybe people will do that.
So without further ado, my Fumble family, let's go through all 27 or 28, I lost count, I don't know, almost 30 admin commands. Okay, so I do have Paradise Life pulled up here where I have the UTG and all the admin commands, so I can use them to show you guys the kind of damage that they deal. That being said, the first one on this list happens to be someone very recognizable. Her name is Billie Eilish. And where are we gonna slap Billie Eilish on the list? Let's find out. Here's the command. Now activate. Okay, so it looks like Billie, she dances around. That's quite interesting. Not too powerful yet, but let's see what else she could do. Oh my god, this person's in love with me. Perfect opportunity to test it on them. Okay, I guess I'll use Trash Man on you guys. Oh, okay, wait. It made them dance! Oh my god, they're dancing! Or maybe that was their own choice. I don't know. Can I slap you or something? No? Okay, no basic slapping. But they are loving and clapping in my face. How about vor? That means to eat someone. Oh no! I ate the map! Oh god, no, I consumed like half the map. What is, oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen. It's all falling apart. Billie Eilish, pretty strong. She also does this. So, whatever that does. She also does this and makes trash people that you can click on and they shoot bananas. Okay, yeah, there's this, which makes your head bounce up and down. I know you can somehow make them explode too. Pretty interesting. All in all, I think we've seen enough. Billie Eilish, you are a command of the gods. You are way too powerful, and you would definitely punch a cashier on their first day. In Roblox, not in real life. No offense against Billie Eilish. Up next, we have a command known as Big Daddy. And as the name suggests, you become a Big Daddy. Big Daddy activate. So here we are as Big Daddy, and hey look, it's a little kid. Punch! I missed. Take that! Yeah! That's what you can do as the Big Daddy. And she screamed, ouch.
Ouch.
Wow. Ah! I'm being attacked by an invisible swordsman. Take this! Big Daddy will fight you, invisible swordsman. You think you can take me? Apparently you can. Why am I not being able to fight you, invisible swordsman? I can dash with X, which is pretty sick, so I can charge at people. I seem to have... I got hit by a car or something. I don't know what happened, but I died. That was sad. I also have the option to grab people and throw them, so that's pretty cool. And last, but certainly not least, if I want to brag a little bit, I can hit the taunt and make everybody look at my sick muscles. All in all, I think Big Daddy's a pretty sick one. You can deal a lot of damage with it, and it's pretty OP, but it doesn't destroy the map like Billie Eilish does, and that would be a command of the gods. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap you, Big Daddy, onto overpowered and constantly pooping. Because let's be honest, those shorts are full of turds. All right, next up, we have an interesting command, one that seems very relevant today with games such as Infectious Smile and games like that. We have Furrification, which is an admin command that turns people into furries. Oh, hi, Kayla got money? More like Kayla's turning into a furry and has no choice. Well, bam! You have been furrified. You can just turn people into furries, but hey, I mean, look at that epic beam. That is quite the epic beam. And I just dropped a furry in the water. Oops. So yeah, that's that command. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty hilarious, though. It doesn't actually deal damage. It just makes people into furries, which is still pretty fun to do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap it onto powerful, but also give slight diarrhea because it can't kill people, but it could still mess with them. Up next, we have a very classic one, which happens to be Power of Flight. This one's pretty simple. You can move around and you can press E to stop, or you can press R or F to go up and down. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's very useful, so I don't want to slap it onto the harmless and somewhat useless one, or the please delete this and dies from upset rank, because, well, it's neither of those. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and give it the powerful, but also give slight diarrhea, because it is strong, it just only flies. And up next we have Cletus. Quite an amazing command, one that I'm very fond of myself. Perhaps because it's so dang handsome. Because Cletus makes you into Cletus. Wow, Toothless. That's quite the admin command, isn't it? Yeah. Wow, he agrees. Okay, so your boy Cletus has a lot of commands, actually, like a lot. If you click, you can smack people with a banjo. That's pretty sick. If you press F, you can taunt them by playing the banjo. Also pretty sick. Z throws out bear traps in case you want to, I don't know, sever someone's leg off. X is hunted, so you can fire some shots at passing civilians. C is to consume. Let's try this out on someone. Excuse me. Oh god, I ate them! Oh no! It's just like Billie Eilish. Okay, V is the tractor. There's someone in this car. Let's use it on them. Excuse me, would you like a tractor instead of a car? Because I've got one for you! Wha-bam! And a murder spree happened. That was pretty cool. That was OP. We also have Cletus Rolled? Oh, okay. It's Naruto's clone jutsu. And it spawns a bunch of Cletuses that then go and kill everybody else in the server. Mass carnage? All right. That's awesome. Sorry, everyone. I'm not really sorry. We have one called The Myth. I'm excited to see this. Let's see what it does. Oh no. Oh man. Okay, it eats the entirety of existence. What the heck, man? That's disturbing. But I really like it, actually. That's very on par with what myths are. Very good. Thanks Cletus, for this experience. Now that we've experienced all this, I think it goes without saying that Cletus should be slapped onto command of the gods. Punches cashier on first day.
It's still my first day.
Because, well, you saw why. Up next, we have something called the Spider Bot, a classic UGC command, but also an exploit that people used back in the day. I remember people walking around and stomping on my head as this thing. So now I'm gonna do that. It doesn't do much. It does a few moves like smacking people with spinning spider legs and also stomping on people with spider legs. But I think that's all it does necessarily. I'm also flying because I forgot to turn off flying. I'm not too fond of it. I think it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. It does damage, but it's not too powerful. So let's slap it onto powerful, but also give slight diarrhea because it is strong and it kills people, but it doesn't do anything more than that, and it's kind of scary looking. Up next, we have an interesting admin command known as the odd button. Now, the reason I find this interesting is because it doesn't really affect a single person, but anyone that touches it, such as myself, who is now being thrown into the sky. Now, there are like two other things that this thing can do. It can throw you into the sky, it can do that, or it can suck you into the ground. That all being said, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty overpowered. overpowered, and if somebody just randomly wanders up to it like, oh hey, a random button, I'm gonna slap that thing. Here goes nothing. Then something like this might happen. Why did I slap that thing? So I'm gonna go ahead and slap you onto overpowered and constantly pooping, because you're dealing a lot of damage to unsuspecting people, but not destroying the map and everything around. Up next is a pretty simple command called the jail command. In order to use this command, you just simply say jail and whoever you want to jail. So we're gonna jail this guy here so he can't go to his girlfriend. Sorry, Z, whatever your name is. Your girlfriend doesn't love you enough to come back for you. That's all your command could do. They'll respawn in this whenever they respawn, and they can't get out of it until you say unjail and that person. I think it's a pretty great command. It's actually pretty overpowered if you think about it, but it doesn't harm people necessarily. It's just really good for trolling. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and slap this one onto overpowered and constantly pooping, because it's very overpowered. It can make you rage quit the game, but it doesn't kill you and it doesn't destroy the map, so I can't give it the command of the gods rank. Sorry. Oh, this is also Billie Eilish. I accidentally added this one twice. We'll just go ahead and slap her up there next to herself. Next up, we have the size command, which happens to change your size. Now, this can make you small, like so.
Hi, I'm a little mouse guy. I'm gonna crawl up your shorts and bite your butt.
Or it can make you large, like so. Hi, I'm a massive giant. I'm gonna consume you all and destroy you. Oh no, my body didn't grow, only my head grew. That's a glitch. It doesn't normally make you a giant walking eyeball, but I'll take it. Here's what it normally does. It makes you an actual giant person so you can stomp on other people, but I accidentally clicked on the kid rank, so now I just have a giant eyeball head.
So disgusting, and I love it.
So this rank's pretty useless, honestly. It's just for cosmetic fun, but it is fun, so I'm gonna slap it onto harmless and somewhat useless. After that, we have a command that's very harmful. This command is known as the gravity hammer. And here's what the grav hammer does. Oh, hey, person. Oh, are you guys kissing? That's not allowed. Die! Sorry about that. No, I'm not. Pretty great tool. I very much enjoy it. That guy also very much enjoyed it. That all being said, I'm gonna go ahead and slap it onto overpowered and constantly pooping, because it's very satisfying, kills a lot of people, doesn't kill the map. Next up, we have something called the Santa Bot, which is a new one. I've never really got to try myself, but it has a lot of interesting things, such as one, a Christmas tree you can grow and pose next to, and snowballs that you can power up and chuck at people. Take that, lady! Oh no, what did I do? I flew. You can make it rain gifts from the sky, which is explosive and destructive. And last but certainly not least, you have an interesting feature called throwing your head. All pretty great. None of them destroy the map. All pretty overpowered. Constantly pooping. So overpowered and constantly pooping for you, Santa Claus. Oh yeah, a little disclaimer. I didn't include like God commands or force field commands because they're just like
Pretty kind of basic.
For the sake of time, I'm gonna knock a few out at once. They all relate being Cole's admin commands. So first off, we got the OP command, kill. Why do I think this is OP? Because no matter what, you can kill people. Doesn't matter if they're godded, doesn't matter if they're force field.
They're dead.
Which is exactly why I'm slapping kill onto command of the gods. Punches cashier on the first day, because you can't avoid that one. You'll die. Similar to that, we have explode, which does explode me and the person next to me. Sorry about that person. But it can also explode other players, though there is one setback. If somebody's force fielded and they get exploded, they won't. Oh, I was wrong. They will die, and I'm stupid. I think explode belongs right next to kill on account of it's the same thing
With a little bit of a boom.
In fact, kill, why don't you just go ahead and step down to overpowered and constantly pooping? Because you
You don't got a flashy boom.
Here we have an amazing command, perhaps my favorite command on the entire list, and it's called fart. And that's what it does. One juicy fart to the face, baby. That's all the command does, and I absolutely love it. Therefore, I think fart goes on to command of the gods, punches cashier on the first day. Take that. I'm just kidding. Fart actually goes on to harmless and somewhat useless, but I still really enjoy it, so I'm gonna go ahead and slap it there. Now we have an interesting command. I've never actually even tried this one out before, but it's called ice cream. And here's what it does. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, an ice cream truck shows up out of nowhere and they steal you. And oh yeah, clowns are driving it, by the way. So that's really disturbing. That's honestly quite scary. I do want to say it's powerful and also gives you slight diarrhea because it does steal you away. But I also want it deleted from existence because it gives me nightmares. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap it onto please delete this.
Dies from upset.
Next up, we have a similar command to size. Instead of making you giant, it just makes you a bit wider. And that is the fat command, which makes you a wide Robloxian, and quite the stylish looking one indeed. Now, I think this is a pretty great command. I don't mind it. I don't think it does very much. I mean, obviously, all it really does is this, and then there is a counter command to this, and it makes everybody small and squash. squashed. That's called the squash command. And as you can see, everybody else is squashed onto the ground because I forcefully made them that way. That being said, these two commands don't do very much, but they are interesting. So squash and fat, you get harmless and somewhat useless, smiley face. Now we have a basic command. I wanted to include this because, I don't know, you can make people fall. Ha! Take that! I used the sit command on all of you. All it does is make you sit. Honestly, I mean, yes, it's pretty useless. But it does come in handy if you want to make people, like, fall off a cliff, like, nonchalantly. So, harmless and somewhat useless, but I mean,
A little bit harmful.
next up, we have Fling, which is one of my favorites of all time. And here's what it does. Watch everyone around me. Goodbye, everyone around me. You've been flung into the abyss. And, hey, look, Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man fell down. Yeah, so basically that command throws you. It's pretty great. It's very entertaining. I think it's very entertaining, at least. I'm going to go ahead and slap it on to powerful, but also gives slight diarrhea, because it doesn't inherently kill you, but it can throw you out of the map, and
Murder you so easily.
which is great. Last of the Cole's commands here, we have no clip, which just does this. I find it a very useful command because it makes you go through walls, disappear, and fly.
He's much more unique than the other guy.
Just kidding, it doesn't make you disappear, but it does make you go through walls, and very overpowered. This being said, it doesn't kill anybody, but it is very useful. So I will go ahead and give it the rank of powerful, but also give slight diarrhea, because it's sort of similar to Flight, which also got slapped onto that rank. Now we have a few more left in the UTG before we end this video. One of the last ones, and one of my favorites on this entire list, is something known as Bonsai Bazooka, and here's what it does. Oh, sorry, dude. Did I just explode you into little bits and pieces? Oops. Sorry. Oh, this guy's yelling, stop at me. Well, okay. Let me just refill my missiles with Z and then fire them all at you. Oops a daisy. I forgot to stop. So long story short, this shoots missiles. And they're very powerful missiles, but they don't destroy the map. So I'll go ahead and give you Bonsai Bazooka, who I've disguised as Soldier, a very great TF2 character, the rank of overpowered and constantly pooping. But not the commands of the gods, because you're not really destroying everything, just destroying everyone, which is arguably worse. But whatever. Next up, we have Earthworm Sally, a fantastic command. You know, I had to include this because it's a meme Albert made, and I just think it's very much worth including. You can rope people, which I find is very interesting. You can devour people by eating them with E, and you don't just devour them, you like fly into them and eat them. It's disturbing. You can press C and a giant like dirt ball or turd ball, I haven't really decided which one it is, appears and it kicks people into an abyss. If you press Z, you throw toxic waste bins at people, which then explode into farts and turn you green. Fantastic. And if you press V, you can pick people up and turn them into dirt. Pretty fantastic commands. I think Earthworm Sally is quite destructive, honestly, and deserves to be slapped into overpowered.
And constantly pooping.
Though honestly, maybe just because it's Earthworm Sally, we'll slap it onto Command of the Gods. Punches cashier on the first date. Because what kind of earthworm hybrid person wouldn't? Okay, and for our second to last command, we have Sutard. Yet another Albert-fueled meme. Also something that I have tattooed on my leg. So I felt it necessary to include this one. Now this command can do quite a lot. As you can see by the way I'm spawning in, it's pretty powerful, pretty OP. So I can do stuff like this, where I can just stop people and they can't move. Pretty interesting that I can taunt them and make fun of them by just doing this. What do I got in my hand? Bacon? You can click to like slap people with a bacon sword. That's pretty insane. This baby over here is crying and screaming no, so let's kill them with something called flake fragmentation. Take these flakes. It didn't work, so we'll do serial killer. Take this. Yeah, die from the cereal. I've killed so many people with that. Oh my god, what did I just use? And now let's use Karmic Retribution. LOL, look at them. Wait, who are you? Eat that, loser. Oh my god, they're bullying people. What's happening? Then there's something called Father's Vengeance. Oh god, it spawns Sutard's dad. So you can have Sutard's dad helping you destroy people. That's terribly awesome. And last but certainly not least, we have Nova, which... Dad didn't come, the sun shall eat you all. Makes the sun consume the world. Oh my god! It makes you into this thing! No more needed to be said. This thing is powerful. I think Sutard belongs on the rank of Commands of the God. Punches cashier on the first day. Because let's be honest, Sutard, you looking powerful. And now, for the final command of today's admin commands, we have a very special one that I saved for last on purpose. And you'll see why. Because the final command is called
Nuke.
And as you may have guessed, it destroys everything. All you have to do is press this little button right here. Hey look, a naked person named Alex. A perfect target. Let's drop the nuke on
Naked Alex.
Sorry, Naked Alex. You're no longer going to exist. Oh wow, that came fast. And here's what it does. It completely destroys the map. No more naked people. No more people in general, actually, because they're all gone. And afterwards, after everyone respawns from a inevitable death, you'll be shown a wonderful new world that has been remodeled to look like a post-apocalyptic
Dumpster.
In other words, you started Fallout in Roblox. Congratulations. That all being said, this is a very OP rank that very much destroys the map and makes it into a very fun wasteland roleplay instead of a family roleplay. So altering the presence of the game, pretty OP. I think I'll slap Nuke onto Command of the Gods. Punch us cashier on the first day. Sorry, buddy. Here's the last one. Are you ready for it?
I guess so. Ow. It's my first day.
You took that one like a champ. So, my Fumble family, if you agree with me on these rankings, let me know by liking this video and commenting down below. Please sub if you haven't already, because that does help me out a whole butt ton. And until next time, my Fumble family, fling admin command slap.